Okay, this is the point at which I admit to a deception. On the first video, I didn't show the gluing in. And I've done that because I didn't glue in. Get my tenses right. This is really quite difficult. I'm not very good at lying and working in different tenses. What I didn't show in the first video is that there's a second hole for another magnet, and I'm going to put a neodymium magnet in there so that it can be hung up just on a screw on the wall. I didn't show either that I've embedded, oops, manual focus, that's not going to show, in the top I embedded a decimal halfpenny piece. So Alex's surname is Halfpenny. I also didn't use the washer. Instead, what I have done is taken a pre-decimal halfpenny, which is the same size as a penny washer, and that I've drilled a hole through. I'm going to get a security in place with a little bit of epoxy and a little screw. And I'm hoping that Alex is going to really like that touch. Biggest problem I have is that the closest Forstner bit I've got is 15mm. This decimal halfpenny is 17mm. Using the coin as a template with a knife, although the knife might scratch the high copper content coin, the edge is going to be inset. Almost there. It's going to look nice when that's glued in place. Great thing about these emery boards is that you can actually bend them over, so I can actually fit that into the gap. Look at that, looking good. So that Alex can hang this up, I'm going to mount a neodymium magnet near the top of the bottle. Now, I don't have a 12mm Forstner bit. I'm just going to use a succession of drill bits up to 12mm. Do an arbor press. It's looking good. Might need to go a little bit further. Okay, new little tip. Try to put a neodymium magnet into a hole. Stick it to a washer first. It's just a penny washer. And much easier to use my thumbs than as a press. So it's slightly proud, but I think I might leave it like that. Okay, so I've secured the halfpenny that I'm going to drill onto a piece of scaffolding board. I often use small pieces of scaffolding board as sacrificial boards for drilling and doing things rather than my rather nicer worktops. I've used some dome head screws to hopefully hold that in place and to stop it spinning. I need to go up to the screw I'm going to use is a 3mm screw. I think that's 1/8 inch in imperial. It's 16mm, so it's going to go into there quite deeply. And I need to countersink, and I need to make sure that's a 3mm hole, but I'm probably going to start with a slightly smaller hole and then build up just to keep it centered. A little drop of oil to add cutting fluid. Just check in that it fits, and it's going to give a nice smooth. Now to one of my favourite things. I'm going to polish the coin up using some Brasso. As a kid we had lots of brass at home, brass oil lamps. My father collected a small number of horse brasses, having grown up on a farm which used working horses. It was something he was fascinated by for most of his life, and we had a few either side of the fireplace. My father was also in the military, and as such often had badges that occasionally would polish. I used to love helping with the polishing. Brasso is one of those smells of my childhood, a smell that will always remind me of sitting by the fire, normally something we do in the winter when it's cold out. As a kid we used to use just the liquid Brasso and old vests. This metal polish wadding just wasn't around then. So the decimal half coin I've already polished. There's the pre-decimal. The holes are ready. I've got my magnets ready. Just time to mix up some epoxy. Going to do the most difficult one first, which is the neodymium magnet. It very tight fit. Going to work quickly. This is 5-minute epoxy. I don't know if Ali's a football fan, but this is a 1966 halfpenny piece, and for football fans 1966 of course is the year we won the World Cup. I say we, England won the World Cup. So all that remains is to drill a small hole . So here's the bottle opener I've made for Al to go in his hack shack. As you've already seen, I've put a halfpenny, which is his surname, and a magnet on the bottom, so that acts to open the bottle. The neodymium magnet at the top works nicely for holding it wherever you may choose. But I thought this was a little bit plain. So what I've done is I've made up a few labels. Now I've taken Al's logo and done a few things with that. I mocked up a couple of different things. I think I quite like this one. Now I'm no graphic designer. Al is, so I'm sure he's going to think this is a little bit primitive. Well, I think I'm going to go with that. So the larger one, the purple and green, I'm going to use as the label, the sort of the main bottle label, and then I've done this one which I've taped at the top, which I'm going to try and use as the neck label. So I'm going to cut these out, check that they fit about the right size. This is sticky labels, just been through an inkjet printer. I'm going to then stick them on. that's going to look alright. I think that's going to look okay as well. So there we are, bottle opener for Al's Hack Shack.